Hey guys, here to do my Christopher Nolan collection. I have all of his movies except for one, and that's the first movie he ever did, which was called The Following. I have seen it though, so I have seen all of his movies that he directed, except for the one that's going to come out, I think, in 2014 called Interstellar. But I'll start with, I guess, the obvious three. Got Batman Begins. I saw this after I saw The Dark Knight, so it didn't really have that big of an impact on me as The Dark Knight did. Had I seen this before The Dark Knight, I probably would have liked it a bit more. It's still a good movie, good Batman, but this one is in such a different tone, I think, than Dark Knight. But good start to the trilogy. Then we have The Dark Knight. This is actually like a foreign edition. There's got like foreign writing on it, but this is a 2-disc, and The Dark Knight, when I first saw it, it was like one of those movies where my mouth was hanging open the entire time. Oh my god, this was such a good movie. Definitely, probably my favorite Batman movie in the trilogy. Great movie. I don't think you could say anything else about The Dark Knight that hasn't been said. The Dark Knight Rises. When I first reviewed this movie, I told you that it wasn't as good as The Dark Knight, and I still agree with that. It's just that I think I've watched this 3 times all the way through. And, I do not like The Dark Knight Rises that much. It's such a chore to get through. It's so boring at moments. I liked it a lot more when I first saw it, but now it's like, oh my god, this is just a chore to watch. I can't watch it. I haven't watched it since, I think when it came out on Blu-ray. I've tried, but usually whenever I put it in, I just skip it to a couple of my favorite parts. But I'll have to re-review this movie because my opinions on The Dark Knight Rises have definitely changed. The next one we have is Insomnia. I had this on tape for the longest time, and I never watched it until I bought the DVD. And Al Pacino's in it, and Robin Williams, Hilary Swank, and it's about how Al Pacino and Hilary Swank go to Alaska to investigate this murder, and Al Pacino starts suffering from insomnia because it's constantly daylight in Alaska, so it's never dark out, and we find out that the killer is Robin Williams' character. And Robin Williams is such a creepy person in this movie. He can play dramatic roles so good. I was very impressed with Insomnia. If you haven't seen Insomnia, check it out. Great. It's got a great story. I loved it. The next one is Inception. Inception, I didn't see this when it first came out. What happened was, I remembered when it came out, and I knew it was directed by the guy that did The Dark Knight, but I just didn't want to see it because it didn't really catch my interest, I guess. But I was visiting my nephew's house a couple summers ago, and we watched it on cable, and oh my god, this is a fantastic movie. This might be my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. This, or this is probably my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. This is just it's breathtaking. It's entertaining. The ending still constantly pisses me off. I did a review of this movie quite some time ago. If you wanna watch the review, check it out. The next one is Memento. This was the movie that made Christopher Nolan famous. I wanted to see this for a long time, and the whole premise of the movie is about a guy that suffers from short-term memory loss. And the entire movie takes place backwards. So the ending of the movie we see first, and then it goes backwards, and then there's this twist at the end. It's kind of confusing to follow at times, but very well done, very experimental, very risky. I know a lot of people did not like this movie, but I did like it when I watched it. I've only seen it once, and I very much enjoyed it. I'll probably have to watch it again sometime. The last one is The Prestige. I bought this. I actually didn't know this was directed by Christopher Nolan until I saw it in the store, and I was looking at it, and it said, from the director of Batman Begins, so that's why I bought it. This movie kind of reminded me a lot of the movie Now You See Me, the new movie that came out about magic. The whole point of this movie is about Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale play two rival magicians, and they want to perfect the perfect and best magic trick. And it's like the transporting man trick, where like one man is at the end of the stage, he walks into a door, and he walks out of the other door at the other end of the stage. Well, it's about these two magicians trying to get that trick and trying to perfect it before each other, and it's got a twist ending, and the ending is so fucked up that I can't even explain it. And I've only watched this once. I watched it last summer, so I'd probably have to watch it again to give you a more an explanation of the ending that'd be more beneficial. But another great Christopher Nolan movie. I tend to like his non-Batman movies a lot more than his Batman movies, because I'm actually sick of hearing about the Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, it was a good trilogy, but I'm so ready for him to move on and do better things, to do other projects that aren't Batman related. Inception, I think, was a preview of a lot of what he's capable of doing. And I think we have a lot of good movies in store in the future from Christopher Nolan. He hasn't really made a bad movie yet. Dark Knight Rises, I would say, would probably be a candidate for a bad movie, but he really hasn't made any terrible movies. So, all great directors have made terrible movies. Like, Hitchcock made Topaz, which was shit. Or Steven Spielberg made War of the Worlds, was kind of bad. Or The Lost World, Jurassic Park, I didn't really like. Or Indy 4. You know, he's made some pretty bad movies. Stanley Kubrick did Lolita, which I thought was sucky. Or his first movie, Fear and Desire, shit. So all directors make bad movies, so let's hope Christopher Nolan's next movie isn't bad. But that's my Christopher Nolan collection. If you want me to review any of those movies that I haven't reviewed yet, let me know, and I'll do it. But thanks for watching.